Hello everyone, I hope you're doing okay. My name is Nadia.
And I'm Joshua. We are going to talk about interlanguage variability. This presentation is for a subject called Second Language Acquisition at Josefina Conte's English Teacher Training course.
So, what is interlanguage? It's a mental linguistic system of second language knowledge constructed by second language learners. Now, the term interlanguage was coined by the American linguist Larry Selinger in recognition of the fact that second language learners construct a linguistic system that draws in part on the learner's first language, but it also differs from it and from the target language, which is why it's considered a unique linguistic system.
Now that we know about what is interlanguage, we can talk about interlanguage variability, which is a complex and multidimensional issue, and definitely one worth studying. It is the result of the interaction of different groups of factors, such as general factors or personal and individual factors. Another group of factors are the ones referred to inner process, such as degree of attention to form, or the ones that are of a more socio-linguistic nature, such as functions of linguistic forms and linguistic environment. These factors can cause either systematic variability, that are easier to predict, while others can cause non-systematic variability.
Okay, so now let's talk about systematic variability. So, the study of systematic variability in interlanguage as a product of individual learner factors focuses on the influence of personality, age, intelligence, aptitude, cognitive style, and motivation in second language acquisition. So, in systematic variability, we have two main categories, which are individual variability and contextual variability. As regards age, we can say that older learners appear to learn faster, especially with respect to the morphology and the syntax of the target language. In pronunciation, however, children are believed to be superior to adults. As the aptitude, we can say that the higher the learner's aptitude, the more rapidly the learner is likely to learn a second language. However, there has been no evidence linking the learner's communicative competence and his or her level of aptitude. Now, for intelligence, it was found that it influenced the acquisition of skills associated with second language learning. However, the role of intelligence for language acquisition is limited, especially with respect to the acquisition of oral fluency skills. As regards motivation and attitude, we can say that it does influence second language acquisition in terms of success. Moreover, different types of motivation, for example, instrumental motivation or integrative motivation, can facilitate successful second language acquisition in specific situations. It is believed that certain personality traits do affect this second language acquisition. For example, learners that are more extrovert are more successful language learners than the ones that are introverts. However, the effects of personality are more visible in the development of communication skills rather than the linguistic competence. Finally, different cognitive styles are also believed to have an effect on second language acquisition and the development of interlanguage, although it is not a major factor when second language acquisition is concerned. Now, the other type of systematic variability is the contextual variability, and it can be determined by the situational context and the linguistic context. As regards the linguistic context, which can result in interlanguage variability when two different linguistic contexts which require the same target language structure elicit from the learners two different structures. This type of variability is also frequent in the production of the target language sounds. That is, that different phonological environments cause the learners to produce different phonetic variants of the same sound. The more complex the linguistic context, the more variability it will cause. As for the situational context, the effects on interlanguage variability are represented by Taron as a continuum of speech styles, where a style is defined in terms of the amount of attention to language form and operationalized in terms of the task eliciting the different styles. At the one end of the continuum is the vernacular style, which is employed by the language learner when he or she is least focusing on form. The vernacular style shows systematicity and internal consistency. At the other end of the continuum is the careful style, which the learner assumes when she or he is focusing on form and accuracy. The careful style is more open to first language influence and is the most variable and least systematic speech style. Different language tasks involve different degrees of attention, thus resulting in variability in performance.
Alright, last topic. Non-systematic variability. First off, free variability is the result of the acquisition of new linguistic items. Learners are still unaware of the specific functions these new items perform in the target language, and therefore use them in free variation with the linguistic items they have already acquired and internalized. Slowly the learner resolves the free variability in his or her interlanguage by establishing clear form-function relationships in the target language. Finally, the second type of non-systematic variability is performance variability, which is the result of the learner's emotional or physical state at a given moment. Such factors depend highly on the individual, for example, if they are not readily generalizable, and they affect language performance rather than the development of interlanguage. Okay, so we have come to the end of this presentation. This is the source where we have taken the information, and well, goodbye.
Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you liked it and you've learned some more about interlanguage. And see you next time. Bye.